our next guest has cooked for such notables as a U.S. president and a few of Hollywood's A-listers. Wow. And you might recognize him from Food Network's Cutthroat Kitchen.
Yeah. How you guys doing this morning?
Doing well.
Good. Celebrity chef Jacoby Ponder is back to share another one of his signature creations, and it is always good to see you because we know it's going to taste good when you show up. It's good to have you.
Hey, you're a celebrity chef and a personal chef, which is kind of nice. So is this the kind of meal that someone might request to have you come cook for them?
Absolutely, absolutely. All my menus are not overly complex where they don't understand what they're going to eat. Simple, clean food, and people love it. So.
And I think that's the way people are trying to eat these days.
Absolutely.
And when we have someone like you cooking for us, then it makes it a whole lot easier.
Easier, right? It's really easy when he do it. It's simple, clean, and it's fresh.
That's the important part of it.
Yeah.
All the vegetables that I deal with, farmers market, Whole Foods, you know, the best of the best for my clients and customers I deal with. So
that's great. And I mean, you weren't even cooking anything. The studio smelled fabulous already. So you know what you know. So you got a little, is it onion or shallot that you're working with, and then some garlic?
Some shallots, some garlic. We have some radishes and some baby carrots and purple asparagus.
Oh.
So I like to take these and blanch them off first, right, and then shock them to preserve them, and then when you're ready to fire them off, you just saute them real quick.
Yeah.
So you shock them to preserve the color.
Preserve the color and to stop the cooking also.
Oh, okay.
You don't want them to overcook. People oftentimes overcook asparagus to the point where they're all, you know, way
mushy.
Limpy, mushy and limpy. You want them to be like right here and not.
We want crisp.
Right, nice and crisp. Or the French term is al dente. To the tooth.
To the tooth.
So you already had the onions and the garlic in there going, and then you put the vegetables on top.
On top. So I do the garlic and the shallot just to sweat out a little bit of the aroma and some of the flavor so you can kind of get that fused smell in there when you eat them. And of course, a little bit of kosher salt. Iodized salt we don't need. Himalayan sea salt is good as well. Just stay away from the iodized salt. No good at all.
Now see, that's totally against, we always heard you need the iodine in the salt.
Well, some people don't need iodine. I mean, it comes from if you have a thyroid problem, you know, hypothymus gland, so on and so forth. You don't need it. Too much iodine in your diet, it's bad for you. Right. And also with the iodine salt, it retains a lot of water.
Oh, we don't want that.
No, not at all.
So sea salt, we'll go with that. That's natural, like you said, natural
food. There you go. You want to do. And then with the salmon, of course, this is wild-caught salmon. Farm-raised salmon is okay. I like to use fresh, best of the best.
If you can.
If you can.
So you really had to educate yourself in order to be able to cook the way you want to cook.
Absolutely, absolutely. I did 10 years in the military and Navy as a PQCS, which is a personal quarters culinary specialist. Worked for the Admiral in his house.
I was going to say, you work for the big guy.
Yeah. Traveled with him. I worked at NATO Command Fleet Forces and stuff like that. So I had a chance to go to a lot of advanced culinary schools while I was in there.
That's not slop in the kitchen. That's
absolutely
that's the high-end
I mean, although
stuff.
I did start there. I started there. For the first year I was in the, we call it the main galley, feeding 5,000 on the carrier every day. So I did start there.
You learned how to cook for a group, and then you also learned how to cook for a few.
Absolutely. So
basically all you got on this so far is salt and pepper that I've seen.
Simplicity is the best. Kosher salt, cracked pepper, and of course, a little bit of Old Bay.
A little bit of Old Bay.
That's it.
Enhance the flavor of the sea.
That's all you want to do.
So you've been all over the world. And I always just assumed Old Bay was from the Chesapeake Bay and it was a Virginia thing. Is that all over the world?
That's everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
Chefs love this stuff. Old Bay and adobo seasoning also is kind of a favorite in the kitchen. But I always use simple ingredients, salt, pepper, and let the ingredients shine on their own. So.
Yeah, because you don't want to over kill the taste of what you're cooking.
You don't want to hide it, you know. So with the salmon, we're going to sear it off. Always start with a hot pan. It's very important. Some people put the food in the pan and allow it to heat up, which is actually backwards. Always start with the hot pan. You want to have that sear. If you notice the salmon or any kind of protein, you want to dry it off first. Because if it's moist going in the pan, you create steam, and it won't create a good sear.
Right, you don't get that good crust on it. Yeah.
Right.
So we want the oil at the point where it's shimmering so that it's hot.
There you go. You know some terms over here. You cook a lot?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
This girl can cook, trust me.
Oh, I can tell. She's throwing out terminology over
Yeah.
How do you know that?
So.
And I noticed you put it not skin side down.
Right. So the piece is, I guess, closest to the belly. This is the outside where the skin is. So opposite skin side down. You can do it with the skin on, skin off. I prefer skin off because I want to eat the whole thing.
Right.
You actually can keep the skin of the salmon. You can crisp it, deep fry it, and crisp it, and consume it as well. So
right.
Either
some
way.
people like that.
Yeah, some people do.
I don't, but some people do.
Yeah, I can't.
You got to really like fish to eat the skin.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to be a real fan of fish to do that.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
So we'll get the salmon seared off, and what I have here is a cedar plank. You can buy these already pre-soaked. Don't go to Home Depots or Lowe's, not that kind of.
We don't want real wood.
Untreated,
right.
You don't want treated cedar. So you can sear it off in the pan on both sides, sit on the cedar plank, pop it right in the oven on 325 for about maybe 10 minutes, and that's it. I like my salmon medium well. That's the preferred way to eat it.
Does it actually absorb any cedar taste? I mean, do we taste cedar when you do that?
Slightly, not too much. In order to get it, I would say put it outside on the grill.
Yeah.
And let the smoke permeate the wood that way,
right.
slow. In the oven, not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much in the oven.
So you definitely don't want the stuff that you put on your house or in your
Absolutely
closet.
not. You don't want that. You don't want the treated cedar at all.
Yeah, Bill, don't go out to the backyard and get some of your building material.
But I have some of that at home. So this is what we look for right here. This nice color and consistency all over the salmon.
That's beautiful, yeah.
And a note, when you make salmon and the white stuff comes out, it's overcooked. That's the omega-3 fat coming out of the salmon. And we need that. We want the omega-3 to stay in there. Next month being Heart Health Month, this is a great recipe.
And that's the reason we're doing it, right?
Absolutely. Salmon is great for anti-inflammatory. Also, of course, for the heart. It's excellent. So as I was saying,
it tastes a lot better than that omega-3 pill, too.
Oh, God, I think it's horrible. And they're huge.
Fish burps.
That's exactly what you get, too.
Yeah. Now, I understand you're going to be doing some cooking for couples classes coming up.
Absolutely. I started it maybe back in December. It's a couples date night.
Yeah.
So it has exploded. A lot of local churches in the DMV area reaching out, and the couples ministry getting involved right now. And every time I put out a different class, the class always sells out.
Oh, I bet. It's a wonderful way to share.
It is.
And to interact.
It is. And what happens is that the couples end up, they all network while they're in there because nobody knows one another.
Right.
Last time I did about 30 people, 15 couples. And they enjoyed every single moment of it. It's a 2.5 hour class, and we go through a lot of different steps on how to make a great meal.
And you get to taste as you're doing.
They get to eat it.
Yeah.
At the end of the meal, they create a whole meal, and they have a complimentary glass of wine as well. So it's a great class.
That is a class. We'll tell people about the couple of couples classes coming up. We want to finish this dish too.
Absolutely. So it's about where I like it to be. Medium well, because we don't want
ready to plate it up now?
Absolutely. Let's plate here.
Okay, we got about a minute left.
Gotcha. And this right here is the Mediterranean rice. And we just have some fresh parsley and herbs in here.
What herbs did you use?
I used tarragon. I used a little bit of, not sage, tarragon, rosemary is what I use in here.
That's beautiful.
Anyway.
Right in the center of the plate. Take a piece of...
Right out of the pan.
Right out of the pan. Best way to do it right here.
Oh,
and that's going to continue to cook, too. A lot of times we talk about resting meat, but you want to rest your fish as well.
Absolutely. Here, then we come here with a couple pieces of our asparagus.
And plating is so important, too. Is that you teach that as well?
People eat with their eyes. That's one of the things I teach immediately. People eat with their eyes.
So the carrots and asparagus, basically, you've just heated them up from the state they were in and kind of grilled them a little bit.
Well, I actually took them and I blanched those as well.
Yeah.
Beforehand. Oh, yeah, beforehand.
What we saw there is you're just grilling them, basically.
Right, and just heating them up, reheating them up.
Yeah.
But this is it.
Charring them a little bit.
Very simple, nice, easy, healthy meal. Olive oil, always key. Olive oil, always. So give it a taste. Let me know what you think.
Okay. All right, she'll take it. I'm going to be busy
you're going
here.
to taste it there.
I'm going to be busy for a second.
Jacoby, have you done any work for any other celebrities? Been on TV, anything lately you want to share with us?
Absolutely. Cook for so many. Many.
Name drop for us.
Okay, name drop. Bill Bellamy, Bruce Willis.
Bill Bevins.
Vivica Fox, Housewives of Atlanta. Miss, I forget her name, Housewives of Potomac.
Right.
So I kind of do everything. I'm everywhere, and I have a lot of great stuff coming up as well.
Is there any like standards? Certain things that they like that you always make?
Believe it or not, they like simple stuff. They have no, like, whatever you want to make.
All right.
As long as I have any allergies, I get in there and make something.
Well, thank you so much.